I'm Tanie, 63.
Standing on the stage of the cruise ship's welcome, a board show, I look out at the audience. In the third row, I spot my son, Ethan, and his wife, Vivian. Their faces are a mix of shock, confusion, and humiliation as they realize the truth. Ethan's face is gone as white as a sheet, and Vivian's mouth hangs open in disbelief. It all started when I moved in with Ethan and Vivian after his father passed away. I thought I was finally going to have a place to belong, a family to lean on. But Vivian had other plans. She was a controlling and greedy woman, always looking for ways to get more money from me. Ethan, unfortunately, was completely under her thumb. One day, Vivian came to me with a cruise brochure. She demanded that I pay $55,000 for their anniversary cruise. Tanya, this is non-negotiable, she said in that cold, haughty tone of hers. You've got the money, and you should contribute to our happiness. I was stunned. I'd already given them so much. When Ethan got married, I'd given them $25,000 from my life savings to help with the wedding and a down payment on their house. And for the past 2 years, I'd been paying rent and helping with groceries and utilities. I took a deep breath and said, "No, Vivian. I won't pay for this cruise. I've saved this money for my own security." Her face twisted in anger, and before I knew it, she slapped me across the face. "Then find somewhere else to live," she screamed. "You're just a burden to us." Ethan, instead of standing up for me, just nodded slowly and said, "Mom, maybe it's time you found your own place. Vivian's right. We can't keep supporting you." I was heartbroken. This was the son I'd raised alone after his father left us when he was 5. I'd worked 3 jobs at a time, sacrificing my own dreams to give him a better life. I packed my few belongings into 2 suitcases and a box of photo albums. As I was leaving, Ethan said, "Mom, I'll need all your savings. That $55,000 and whatever else you've got. Consider it repayment for all we've done for you." I was speechless. I just got into my old 16-year-old Ford, which was the only thing I truly owned, and drove away. I had nowhere to go. I'd lost touch with most of my friends because Vivian had always found reasons to keep me away from them. I ended up sleeping in my car for 3 days, driving aimlessly around the city, past the places where I'd once been happy. On the 4th day, I found myself at the harbor. There, on the deck of a large cruise ship, I saw Henry. He was my first love from when I was 20. We'd planned to get married, but life took us in different directions. He'd become the captain and owner of a cruise line called Ocean Dreams. When our eyes met across the water, he recognized me immediately. He waved and came down to the dock. "Tanya," he said, "after all these years." I was a mess, having lived in my car for days, but he didn't seem to care. He invited me aboard his ship. I told him everything that had happened. He listened intently, his expression growing darker as I spoke. When I finished, he said, "Tanya, that's elder abuse. They've exploited you and made you homeless." He then offered me a partnership in his cruise line. "You have so much experience in customer service and dealing with difficult people. We're expanding, and we need someone like you to oversee guest services," he said. At first, I was hesitant. I didn't know anything about running a business. But Henry said, "I should have asked you to marry me all those years ago. I let you go, and it's been my biggest regret. I want to give you a chance to start over." I decided to take the offer. Over the next 6 weeks, I learned everything about the cruise industry. Henry was an amazing teacher. 3 weeks into my training, I became a 25% owner of Ocean Dreams, investing the $55,000 I'd refused to give Vivian. My phone had been silent since I left Ethan's house. But then, one day, Ethan called. "Mom, we're in trouble. Vivian invested most of our savings in a friend's startup, and it failed. We can't make the mortgage payment, and the cruise line wants payment for our booking. Please help us." I was firm. "Ethan, I'm not giving you any money. You and Vivian made poor financial decisions, and I'm not going to be your safety net anymore." He got angry and threatened me, saying I'd be on my own when I was old and sick. But I just replied, "I'm already on my own, and I'm doing just fine. Later, I found out that Ethan and Vivian had booked the cruise on the Ocean Dreams ship, probably using credit cards. Henry asked me what I wanted to do. I decided to be there, not to cause trouble, but to see who I really was to them now that I'd found my own strength. On the day of embarkation, I watched them board the ship. Vivian was as haughty as ever, bossing around the porters, and Ethan followed behind her, looking defeated. They approached the guest services desk, complaining about their cabin assignment. I stepped in, pretending to be just another staff member at first. I offered them a balcony suite with the upgrade fee waived as an anniversary gift, but with the condition that I'd be their dedicated concierge. They were thrilled, not realizing who I was. For the first 3 days of the cruise, I shadowed them. They treated me like hired help, just as I'd expected. Vivian was constantly berating Ethan, and their fights were brutal. I watched all this through the ship's monitoring system. On the third day, in the dining room, Vivian got into an argument with a young staff member named Lily. She'd ordered her salad with dressing on the side, and Lily brought it pre-dressed. Vivian was furious and demanded that Lily be fired. I walked over to their table. As I was talking to them, Ethan finally recognized me. "Mom," he whispered. The shock on Vivian's face was priceless. I calmly told them that I worked here and, in fact, owned part of the company. They were in disbelief. Vivian tried to backtrack, saying there had been a misunderstanding, but I wasn't having it. I told them that they'd made their choices, and now they had to face the consequences. After the welcome aboard show, when they came to me, begging to talk, I was firm. "Ethan, for 38 years, I gave you everything. But when I needed respect, you chose Vivian's demands over me. I'm done being your doormat." As I stood on the deck of the ship, watching the ocean, Henry put his arm around me. "How do you feel?" he asked.
Free, I said.
For the first time in my life, completely free. The next morning, Ethan and Vivian disembarked at the first port of call. They didn't complete the cruise, going back home to face their debts and a failing marriage. I watched them leave, feeling a sense of closure. I was Tanya, a business owner, a partner to a man who truly loved me, and I was exactly where I was meant to be. Now, I'm curious about you who listened to my story. What would you do if you were in my place? Have you ever been through something similar? Comment below. And meanwhile, I'm leaving on the final screen 2 other stories that are channel favorites, and they will definitely surprise you. Thank you for watching until here.